You never really hear about surgeries or injuries when it goes good. You only hear about it when it goes bad, when you've had a setback or you're all worried about it. So yesterday with Deshaun Watson, congratulations on opening his restaurant out there in Cleveland. A little bit of influx into our great city. I love a good cheesesteak. We got to get Deshaun, man. Bring us some food down. I'll tell you about the cheesesteak spot. But yesterday he spoke a lot about his shoulder and his injuries, and he said, I'm good to go. I'm ready to go for week 1. That's great. And I appreciate that, and I believe that when I look at where we're at in the offseason. Got a long way to go and all that. But it still remains the question. The ultimate question for the Browns of how they're going to play this year and how Watson's going to do. And he's coming off a shoulder injury that you and I know nothing about. That it's not a common injury. So there's an innate level of concern. I don't want to say fear, but there's a little level of concern. Knowing of what this season is supposed to be. It's a right shoulder injury. Where are you at with it? Watson says he's good. He's going to start throwing. He already has. He's on this progression plan to get ready to go for week 1 of the season. Where are you at? Are you concerned not only with the shoulder, but maybe the history of injuries for Deshaun Watson that he had to battle through last season? It's all on the plate, man. It's all on the plate. And you got an injured quarterback coming off. We know Nick Chubb's injury. Browns might be missing some key guys to start. Deshaun Watson said he'll be out there. Where are you at with his shoulder injury? Guards, yeah! Woo! I will tell you about the boost and what happened with our boost yesterday. We'll get to that. Final 4, dude, I felt alive this morning coming in downtown. I saw buses of people getting around, ready to go for tonight. We got our big play boost. We got our merch giveaway with Tipico that we'll get to coming up. Cavs are back in action tomorrow. Guards are off today. It's a Friday. We got time up. We got the grid. We got the finals of our month-long bracket for the best bar in Cleveland. We got it all on a beautiful Friday right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. Good morning. We'll get to the Final 4. It's a lie, man. They had to shut down. They shut down the road over by the Rock Hall. I'm assuming big influx of people to the Rock Hall. If you're in from out of town, and I don't know how you would stumble on our show, but maybe you did. Welcome. And what else would you do? You go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You're from Iowa. You're from South Carolina. You're from UConn, NC State. Come on up. Where else would you go? Here's a great question, Ryan. People from out of town. What's the one thing you would tell them to go do?
Oh, good question.
I mean, you would probably say the Rock. Like, we take it for granted because it's there and we go all the time.
I've never been there, Matt, believe it or not.
What?
Never been there.
What do you mean?
I've never been. I've obviously been to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Obviously, I know it's not.
That's
Cleveland,
another one. I'm
Canton,
sure some people are
Pro
making
Football Hall of
for.
Fame, the Rock Hall. I mean, you got to go to a Guards game if it's in the summer.
Yeah, they're out. I mean, yeah, today. Restaurants downtown. I mean, there's a lot. Some of the bars that we had going there. Maybe they make the trek out to Fatheads, who's leading our poll this morning out there in North
Cleveland Zoo is pretty cool.
The zoo, I'm sure, will be packed today. A little cold day for that. But I would say, I mean, for the vast majority of people out of town, I'm assuming they're lining up to go to the Rock Hall. Caitlin Clark did speak yesterday. We had some people that we knew there, and they, of course, it was insane to see the fanfare around her. And she made a mention.
Did you see the picture of the one reporter? He was wearing the Apple Pro Vision goggles, whatever they're called.
No, I didn't see that.
He was sitting there with his goggles, like, I don't know if he was taking notes on his Google thing or Apple
thing.
Thing.
How close are we to that?
I was going to say, welcome to the next stage.
Well, it'll be like RoboCops walking around here with everybody having. Those things kind of freak me out a little bit. I think they're a little weird, but we'll get to the Final 4 coming up. Of course, Caitlin Clark speaking yesterday. It's going to be a great weekend here in Cleveland. Sit back and enjoy it. We start with Browns this morning. So Watson speaking yesterday at the opening of his business. I saw he recorded a podcast. Had Kevin Stefanski on there. Look at Kevin rocking the Glenville there.
I got my YouTube notifications on so I can watch that when it drops.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they had to say. I'm sure I want to watch it too. And the relationship between those guys, I think is a good one. We'll talk injury coming up with him, but I think Kevin Stefanski strikes me as one of those guys that really is liked by his players. You have different types of coaches left and right. You have your authoritarian types, obviously your Bill Belichick's. You've had player coaches come through here. And not to bring back old things or coaches that were here in the past, but just in my observation, my time doing this, bro, the coaches that fail are the ones that try to be friends with their players. And they're the ones that when you have to have tough conversations or you got to sit them down, there's a balance to that. It's like being a manager probably in life. Like, you want to be respected, you want to be friendly with your people, but you know you're still their boss and you still have to be an authoritarian to a point. We go back to a famous player so many years past that straight up allegedly looked his coach in the face and said, "Shut the hell up, I'm going to be here a lot longer than you." And that was a true statement. That player was here longer than that coach was. So there's that balance, and I think Stefanski, for how the fans feel about him, everything I gather from the team, everything that I view and just what I hear, he's pretty well respected by his guys, which is what you want. So he's there supporting, which I think is an element of that. Hey, I have a player. He's opening up a business. I want to be there to support. I liked seeing that. Call me sappy. It might be a small thing, but I appreciated that Kevin Stefanski was there.
Yeah, I saw a video on Twitter, and I forget whose it was, so I apologize for not giving credit, but I heard Kevin Stefanski say something I found really interesting, Matt. He was talking about, I believe it was the Bengals game.
Okay.
And he was talking about how Kevin Stefanski called a play, and he unfortunately didn't get anybody open for Deshaun Watson, but I think Deshaun Watson made it and converted a first down. He called Deshaun Watson the great eraser. And
that's a good one.
That's a very good compliment from your head coach. And, it goes back to, we talk about how is Deshaun Watson not right for a Kevin Stefanski offense, as we've seen Joe Flacco come in and do it. He did it with Kirk Cousins. We know he did it with multiple quarterbacks here in Cleveland. And it got me thinking, maybe is this the year kind of Kevin really dives into making this about Deshaun Watson?
I mean, you have no choice. You have no choice. Let's post our Twitter question. I want to get it out this morning and have the discussion about how concerned are you with Deshaun Watson's injuries? Is it, I'm pretty worried about it, kind of in the middle, or there is no worry at all? You have no worry about him starting the season, playing the season out. It sounds like everything's going great. He had the surgery to fix that break. We know the other injury, the ligament injury that he had with the labrum and all that other stuff that was going on. How concerned are you with it? And I do want to get to that because I've got a take on it. Clearly, obviously, that's why we do what we do. But there's something I think some people are missing on that. So we'll get to that coming up. Back to Stefanski fitting this up for Watson. Yeah, what's this offseason been? You get Jerry Jeudy, you bring in Ken Dorsey, and that's a job that we know is a very important one as they sit down and try to scheme up what this could be. To your point, though, Ryan, Deshaun Watson should be to a talent level that it's easier. What you would not want to do is have to come up with an offense for Kenny Pickett. You don't want to have to come up with an offense for a guy that is limited in what they do. It's not always going to go great. That's football. Coach could call the perfect play. Quarterback doesn't see that guy, right? He calls a horrible play. Defense has it all schemed up for you. And quarterback goes out there, completes a first down, whatever. That is what we believe Deshaun Watson should be able to do. Now, it comes back to the injury. What is Deshaun Watson's probably greatest asset, Ryan? He can move.
His legs.
He can move. What does that then open you up to? What happened last year? You get smashed. You get hurt. You get crunched when you start running for the ball or running for first downs or whatever. Now, they're not calling all of these designed runs, but what makes Deshaun Watson so good, when crap hits the fan, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make a play. And that just puts pressure on a defense. That stretch it. Why is Lamar Jackson a nightmare? Because you can have everything. We've seen how many Browns games. Covered up. Mark Andrews is blanketed. He can't even see Zay Flowers. And there he goes. There he goes. And he just fries you.
You talk about how much that transcends a quarterback's ability to play good on the field is the running. You mentioned Lamar Jackson. Obviously, that's what he's known for. But even Patrick Mahomes, what makes him so special, he's one of the most efficient running quarterbacks.
Yeah, he moves. Flacco last year moved the pocket. So as they get ready for the season and try to come up what they think is the best for Deshaun Watson, you have smart minds in there. I'd be lying to you. Talk about injury concern. Same thing with that offensive line. There's a real change about to happen with that offensive line. Bro, 2 years ago, it was not even a debate that the Browns had a top 3 offensive line, if not top 1 or 2 with the Philadelphia Eagles. Now you've got injuries in there. Now you've got change with Bill Callahan. I stumbled on a Bill Callahan's Wikipedia yesterday.
Find anything good?
No. So I have this. There's something weird that I do. I fall into Wikipedia.
You're a big Wikipedia guy.
I fall into Wikipedia wormholes.
You donate to Wikipedia.
I do every year because I use it so much. You want to know how it started? I saw a tweet that Scott Frost is wanting to get back into coaching, even though he got $12 million from the University of Nebraska to not coach, and he's living in Scottsdale. And somebody sent a joking tweet like, why would you want to get back into coaching right now? So it's like, oh, Scott Frost, click on him. Of course, Nebraska quarterback. Do you know Scott Frost played for the Browns?
I didn't.
Yeah, for a year. He converted. He was a quarterback in college. I think he started at Stanford, then went to Nebraska. Share of a national championship. Got drafted as a safety and played a couple years in the NFL as a special teamer and played 16 games for the Browns 1 year as a special teamer. So I started on Scott Frost. And then that led me to Nebraska. And then I got on to Matt Rule, but then also Bill Callahan. And Bill Callahan, 2 years with the Raiders after John Gruden left, he took them to a Super Bowl in his first year. First year. And he faced Gruden and lost. And then I was also reading, people accused him of sabotaging the Super Bowl and sabotaging the team because he wanted youthful guys in there. Tim Brown was pissed. Jerry Rice, all these, Rich Gannon got hurt. Then, oh man, okay, again, Wikipedia wormhole. I didn't know this story. Barrett Robbins, okay, he was the starting center on the Raiders. Here's the quick story on Bill Callahan. I don't know why I got on this, but here we are. So, Barrett Robbins was the starting center for the Las Vegas Raiders. The day before the game, they couldn't find him. He went to Tijuana and was celebrating. He unfortunately forgot to take his medication. And he thought, in like a manic episode, he was celebrating the fact that they already won. And they couldn't find him.
You sure it wasn't ayahuasca?
Maybe. He came back. They found him. And Bill Callahan had to make the decision of, I can't play you. You've been gone. Like, what? So then Callahan flipped the whole game plan because they were missing their best offensive lineman. And they lost. They got smoked. Callahan came back the next year, 4-12, all this uproar, got fired. Got fired by at the time, Al Davis. And then he went to the University of Nebraska for 3 years. Former Browns offensive line coach. Now I don't know why I got on that. We're talking the offensive line. It's crazy. I don't know why. I just got on Wikipedia yesterday. But going back to the offensive line for a second, the change that you were going to have this season maybe, but certainly after this season, of what was your strongest unit. How many years does Joe Bitonio have left? What are you doing with the tackles? And it all kind of comes back to Deshaun Watson. Injuries. Our question is up. At Matt Fontana Show. Drop us a follow there. Where are you at with Deshaun Watson's shoulder injury? You're not worried at all? A little bit of worry, or I'm very concerned. Here's the reason why I'm very concerned. He has to play this year. No matter what happens to the Cleveland Browns this season, one of the most important things is Deshaun Watson plays 17 games. Because at the end of that, however that goes, you will have your answer on Deshaun Watson. If it's a bad year, if he's coming back to form and he's good, we're off to the races. Even if he's somewhere in the middle, you will at least get an honest evaluation of who and what Deshaun Watson is. I believe the Browns have set it up for this to be the evaluation year of Deshaun Watson. He's not going to come off the field except for injury. That's it. Even if he's throwing 4 interceptions a game, you keep him out there to see if it can come back, or until you get to a no shadow of a doubt that he's not it. And then we're going to have the tough offseason, and we'll have the tough conversation about what we're doing and where he's going to. That's all for the few. I need 17 games out of him. I am not sitting him at all this season due to performance. So then the only thing I'm worried about is injury. And he is coming off 2 separate shoulder injuries. Yeah, I'm glad it's going well. I'm glad he's on track to play week 1. I can't have that again. I can't have that. I can't have a twisted ankle. I can't have anything else impact Deshaun Watson from an injury standpoint. I have to have him play. I have to have it. So I'm concerned. I tell you this, Ryan, even if it was a minor injury, I would tell you that I'm still neurotic about this. I'm still worried about it because that is the bed that you have made. We got to lay in this bed now. We know what the past 2 seasons have been. It's all on this season. It's all on this season. No questions asked. And there are people out there listening and watching right now that tell me I'm confident he'll return to form. I'm good. He's going to be fine. Great. There are other people that don't feel so confident. I just want the answer. More than anything. Maybe outside of winning. I want to win. But that solves yourself right there. Then you get into the debate of winning because of Watson or despite him. People that want to jump on he went 5-1 last year. Joe Flacco won a lot of games. You know what I mean? Like, I look at how good this team truly was. And that's where I don't know if I can give all that credit to Deshaun Watson. If those 6 games, he'd look great in every single one of them, then maybe we would have a different conversation. Not really. Not really. You're in the worst place possible. You don't know. You're in the worst place. You're in the middle on this. You got to start swaying one way or the other. And what the Browns are going to do after this season, it is tunnel vision. He's ready to go. We've discussed the restructure of the contract and all that kind of stuff. We are on tunnel vision right now to begin this season. We're still, 4 months away, 5 months away from getting there? Fine. We just got to focus on what this season is about to be for the Browns. Everything else will take care of itself. How many times, motto of life, it'll take care of itself. This season has to do that for Deshaun Watson. So therefore, Ryan, I'm very concerned about it. It's not, my concern isn't so much that, does he have flexibility in his shoulder? Is it still broken? Is it still this? I believe he's going to be fine. I believe that he will come back and be just good to go. And, WebMD doctor over here. Broken bones, anybody would tell you that's easier, right? It's a bone. It'll heal. It's the ligament type stuff where if it gets stretched out or they redo this, I believe that what Watson said yesterday, he's good to go. Okay, I want to read the quote because I don't want to play. I know a lot of people had the video, but I don't want to ruffle any feathers over here, if you will. But he said yesterday, I'm good to go for week 1. He said, shoulder's great, be ready by week 1. And I believe that he is getting that from the doctors, from the trainers, even how he's feeling. That's great. Could there be setbacks? Sure. One thing I'm going to watch for in training camp, do they approach camp with him differently? Is he out there for every single rep? Are you trying to get him some more time off? I mean, it's apparent bringing in Tyler Huntley that they're going to play a lot of the quarterbacks in preseason. I want Deshaun Watson to play 1/2 of preseason football. I think that's all he needs. That's it. And people complain about, he hasn't played in so long. 1/2. With all the starters, that's all I need. That's it. So camp, those games, a lot of DTR. Oh, man, I can't wait for the drinking game.
What's that?
Oh, my God, I didn't tell you about I wasn't here yet. So my prior life, my prior stop, and we'll do it here, presented by Garage Beer. I do the preseason drinking game. So here's what it is. Do you really enjoy watching that many preseason games, Ryan? Not really. No. We try to find something else to do. So each and every week, you and I will do this with Garage Beer. We'll sit down and come up. You ever play the Shark Week drinking game?
No.
All right, I'm going to tell you what the Shark Week drinking game is and then how I apply it to the Browns. So Shark Week is a lot of fun on Discovery, right? So you can Google this. When a shark goes airborne, you start drinking. You stop when it goes back in the water. When somebody speaks in an Australian accent, you take 3 sips. When somebody introduces themselves as an expert or a doctor, you take 2 sips. When there's a dramatic reenactment of an attack, you take 4 sips. All those, all the things that go with Shark Week, right? The same thing with the Browns. So in the past, we do Cade York field goal, 3 sips, right? Whoever the hot rookie of the week is, score a touchdown, finish your drink. All that. So depending on what the storylines of the week are, we come up with the drinking game.
Okay. I'm down to do
it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We do it for every preseason because you got to look forward to doing something.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm definitely down.
You got to do that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll do that. Again, we'll have a lot of DTR, a lot of Tyler Huntley props, I'm sure, in there for our drinking game. We'll get to that coming up. But I'm interested to see how they play it out with him kind of coming off the shoulder injury. I just need to see it. I'm concerned with the overall well-being of the Browns, the overall situation with Deshaun Watson. I don't want injuries to impact it, so therefore, I'm very concerned. Ryan, please cast your vote on a Twitter question this morning. Where are you at Deshaun Watson's shoulder injury?
I'm also very concerned, Matt.
Right.
Until I see him go out there, I don't think I'm going to get my nerves subdued. I mean, this is a guy who now going into his third year has played about half a season of football with the Browns. And now you're coming off an injury, and we talk about the glenoid, how it's an uncommon injury, and we haven't really seen much history of players coming back from it. And I got to imagine that ties back to his confidence level. I got to imagine it's hard to be confident if you're not 100% healthy. And for me, as a fan that's viewing with limited playing to have a mindset about, I'm going to be worried if he's going out there with a hangnail, Matt. I got to go see him do it. So I'm also voting. I'm very concerned. Until I see it, I don't think I'm going to have any other answer.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have to be concerned about that. You've got to look at it and wonder what's going on and the management of it. And eventually you just got to get back out there. You got to get back out there and play. Now, the other part of it with how he's actually going to play, would it change things? Let's play Kevin Stefanski for a second. Do you view your offense differently because he has gotten hurt? Or do you say, well, this is what he does. This is what he does really well. This is why he's here. He's healthy. And we got to run when we got to run. Like, I think that's hard as Kevin Stefanski and I almost said John Dorsey. Ken Dorsey sit down. Would you think there would be some hesitancy to say, hey, man, maybe we don't run so many RPOs this year. Maybe we try to keep him in the pocket more. But then you are limiting what makes him really, really good.
I don't think you can necessarily take that element away because that's part of the reason you gave up that historic call for him. I think you can try and instill an element in his head. Hey, dude, if we don't need you necessarily to go out and make this amazing play. Like, we don't need these extra couple yards risking your health. Get down. I don't need you doing Josh Allen trying to hurdle or truck people.
I'm glad you brought that up because when you say just get down, I believe he tries to do that. You're still in the play of the field of a guy you didn't see coming, or you could be sliding and guys jump on top of you. Yeah, that's a penalty, but still, the hip drop. Dude, they might have tried to outlaw this hip tackle thing. It's still going to happen.
But there's a difference between guys that run between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes always gets down. I never see that dude go for extra yards, really, unless he's running towards the sideline,
Yeah,
Josh
then you
Allen is a
scamper out.
different
Sure,
animal.
I get it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then Lamar Jackson also, he's smart about it. He has to be because that's the whole part of his game. I think you can definitely limit it and tell Deshaun, dude, this isn't worth you getting injured. And I got to imagine Deshaun already knows that, given that he's had this now. He's going to be coming off this shoulder injury. So I got to imagine that you can't take that away. That's part of who Deshaun is. That's part of what made him so great and why you gave up that many draft picks and gave him this historic deal.
Yeah, that's my other part of it too, is you can't take that away of the element of what you see from Deshaun Watson and why he's so good at what he does. Vote on our Twitter question. It's up at Matt Fontana Show. How concerned are you with Deshaun Watson and his shoulder injury? Said yesterday he's good to go. I want to pull up some other quotes from Watson today. He said, I'll be better than I was before in week 1. I'm very confident in the roles of the doctors and Dr. El Trache, that's what it looks like, and his team. I'm following their lead. Hang on. Buffering. I'm following their lead and all the research that I've done and then just my own work and preparation. I put my whole life into this. I want to make sure I come back better than I was before. Isn't that always the statement to be said? Like when you're coming up, better than I was before, man. Like, all right. He said of his throwing that he's been doing thus far, it's been very, very good. The process is day to day. We've just got to take it one step at a time. Can't do anything crazy. We can't jump the gun and do too much. Watson continued on. The biggest thing right now through this process is load management. Don't let Adam Silver hear that. And just continue to find ways to get better and stay that course. So I'm trusting the doctors, his team out in LA, and the Browns. We just follow their role, and we'll be ready for week 1. That's it. And that's all you can do at this point. There could be some changes. There could be some things that flip. You never really know. We'll see. The other thing was the big announcement that he's opening Lefty's Famous Cheesesteaks, Hoagies, and Grill. He's a partner at the location. Ryan, if you were going to open a restaurant, what restaurant would you open?
Well, I worked in pizza my whole life.
Oh, okay.
So I would open a
that's a cutthroat business.
I've made in my lifetime, Matt. I got to imagine around maybe 2,000, 3,000
Really?
pizzas.
Where? Do you mind saying?
Yeah, I worked. So in high school, my senior year, that's when I started working at pizza. I worked at Romeo's in Northfield. I worked there all senior year. I worked there when I came home for summers in college. And then my junior year of college, I got an on-campus job. I worked at, it's called Mio's. So I went from pizza to pizza. So I've made thousands.
Do you have a tip for us out there when you're making pizza? Is there something that you did? You're like, man, this is how you make a good pie.
Yeah. So when you're spreading the sauce, you use the ladle.
Yeah.
You got to put it flat. Use the ladle, spread it around. The key is even sauce. That's the biggest key I would say for a good pie.
Do you ever see the Costco thing? They've got the automated sauce. That's high level.
That is a game changer. We didn't have that, but the key to a great pizza is even sauce.
Dude, I'd go for a good cheesesteak. The Lefty's cheesesteak and hoagies.
That'd be very good.
I'm trying to think, what would I open? I mean, franchise-wise, at Chipotle would probably be... Like, can you really lose money opening a Chipotle?
Probably not.
Probably not. Chick-fil-A, I think, is hard to get. Start up, and then you got to get the franchise and all that kind of stuff. The big wave has been on the chicken plate. We got Raising Cane's all over the place now. Chick-fil-A is a monster.
You know what there's not a lot of? And we had one, it was called Keystone in Cincinnati. It was very good, like mac and cheese places. It's all mac and cheese.
That's really
interesting. They have their variants, like barbecue chicken mac and cheese, buffalo chicken mac and cheese. It was really, really good.
I'm trying to think. To go off the beaten path. Like, again, imagine we took the franchise out of it. You have a buddy that's like, we're opening a restaurant, man. We're going to go. You got to pick something that maybe there isn't a lot of. I don't know. I keep thinking like a bowl place. Like where you just come up and like Chipotle. Like, hey, put a scoop in here. Kind of put it in there. Restaurant's tough. But that was my first job. My first job ever was also in a restaurant. That's a tough business, though, to get into. Lefty's, cheesesteaks, and hoagies. Well, congratulations to Sean on opening his business here in Northeast Ohio. It's good to hear from him yesterday. Got plenty more to come up on the show. I want to talk a little Final Four. The women are here this morning. I saw buses. I saw people everywhere. And Caitlin Clark had a little statement yesterday that I think some people were kind of like, oh, interesting about what she said. So we'll hear that coming up. Got some more Cavs I want to get into as well. Guardians are off today. So we'll get to that coming up as well right here on the show. Folks, Tipico, if you're not on Tipico, you got to get rocking for this weekend. Our boosts are a plenty. You got it? All right, here we go. Big play boost this weekend, Final Four. Ryan, lay it out for the people. What do we got cooked up for us with our friends at Tipico?
Yeah, well, tonight we got the big play NCAA boost for the women's. It's Iowa -3.5 against Paige Beckers in UConn.
Okay.
And we're hitting the over 162.5 points. Tipico boosts it up to +299.
That's a high number, and the 160 there, but you assume there'll be a lot of points right there. South Carolina tonight, I have them in another parlay. I think they're going to hit the over on that game as well. Folks, Tipico is where it's at. Want to promote again. You have a few hours, obviously, to get in for some Tipico merch. So if you go follow Big Play, and we've retweeted it at Matt Fontana's show, at Matt Fontana 83, all you got to do is screenshot a bet slip. It doesn't have to be a boost. It could be any bet for the Final Four this weekend. Send it to us on Twitter, on social, and you'll be entered for a chance to win some Tipico swag. We got some T-shirts, got some other cool stuff. So again, follow on Twitter at Big Play, and you'll be able to enter to do that. We got the men's, of course, this weekend. Guards are back in action tomorrow, as are the Cavs. Tipico is where we bet, folks. We just missed our boost last night.
Yeah, we did, man.
Can I behind the curtains real quick?
You can go for it.
We asked for over 5 strikeouts for Tanner Bybee. And they said, can we do 6.5? And Brian and I didn't like that, so we went the under. We should have just taken the over. RBI was a must. Guardians with a nice one. Folks, we're betting Guards. We're betting Cavs. It's all right there. In fact, I got a cashback reward yesterday when I placed my Guardians bet. Cashback reward is so easy. You don't have to do anything except bet like you normally would. And they count it up for you and average 5% of your average bet when you hit that $100 in the boost area right there. You're good to go on Tipico, folks. Use that code Fontana100. You're out of funds everywhere else. You haven't signed up with Tipico yet? Use the code Fontana100. Deposit and bet $25. You'll get $100 in bonus bets with code Fontana100. Terms and conditions apply. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Check it out with our friends at Tipico. I'm excited for this weekend, man. I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun with City of Cleveland, Final Four, of course, the men's, and we got a lot of baseball this weekend as well. Want to talk about that a little bit. We'll get into the Guards. Want to react to that game yesterday, which was great. Is it still do something for you when you play LeBron? Is it still do something for you as a Cavs fan when you face LeBron? Former friend, former player, and you'll be taking him on tomorrow. What does that mean to you? We'll talk about it next Friday edition Fontana Show right here on Big Play.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds.
The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone, and at even odds.
If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today, all right?
Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party.
Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
Basketball plenty. Here we go. We got the Final Four, women's Final Four this weekend. Cavs back in action tomorrow. Got it all for you right here on Big Play. Welcome back, Matt Fontana, Ryan Tyler. Follow us, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch. Did I say YouTube? No, YouTube. At Matt Fontana Show. Just search it. You'll find it. Here we go. Want to talk women's Final Four in a second. Cavs facing LeBron tomorrow. And you know where we're at with the Cavs, man. It's been a rough go right now for the wine and gold. How much does it matter to you when we play LeBron? Like, is there something extra special? Because, like, I thought about doing a boost for tomorrow, Ryan, and taking over points, rebounds, and assists for LeBron because he gets up for some of these games, man. And it's different when he comes back here and he's back in Cleveland. But there's still something there when he faces the Cavs. And I also think with LeBron being on the West Coast, I know they have national games and all that, but Cavs fans will be tuning in, maybe seeing him for only the second or third time this year. Does it do anything different for you when you're facing LeBron? Is there anything added extra? And it's not that it's like
I think it has to. I mean, not only is he from Cleveland, or Akron, he played for Cleveland, but I mean, it's the greatest player of all time. I think not even for us. I think everybody gets up when they're playing LeBron. Obviously, that's why they get the most primetime games, not only because of the Lakers, but because it's LeBron. I mean, how could you not get up more for it? And you know, he certainly does.
I mean, I guess I also look at it from, like, when you see him, I think a lot of people are in an okay place with LeBron. There's always going to be haters. There's always going to be people that didn't like him or didn't even want him here when he was here and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, you know, it's kind of that, how you doing? You know, good to see you again.
Yeah.
And I know the Lakers are struggling and he's all injured and all that kind of stuff, but there's something special about it when I see LeBron face the Cavs. And he's never coming back. I've told you that. I've said that. I don't think there's any way that's ever happening. And also knowing that, he only has a couple years left. And there's these reports out. He's really wondering if it is just 1 or 2 more years. And he does want to finish with Lakers and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, watch a guy at the end of his career. There's also, it's LeBron. He's still playing at a really high level. Like, he's not out there just putting up some shots and jogging up and down the court. I mean, he's still playing at a really high level. You never want to see your star athletes, I don't say heroes to a point, but I don't like seeing them at the end like that. I don't like them where they really should have retired 2 years ago or they held on too long. I think LeBron is smart enough to know when the time is the time, and we're getting close to it. So that's why tomorrow for me, I'm not trying to get all nostalgia about it. I'm not trying to get all emotional about it, but I think there's something special because really, when you think about it, there might only be 4 games left between the Cavs and LeBron over his career. That's it. And then you close that chapter. It's kind of sad, man.
I'm still holding on to a little bit of faith. And maybe
I'm telling you,
I understand where you're at. But Matt, it's like
we got our own problems right now. Like, there's a litany of things you got to figure out with this team right now.
Fix. Anyway, it's like seeing your ex at the bar. You guys had a lot of good memories. That you had an amicable split, and you just run into him, and you're like you said, hey,
hope you're doing well.
Yeah, hope you're doing well, man. I'm glad to see you doing your thing in LA. I'm here in Cleveland still. We're both doing all right.
Well, and the thing is, they're in a dogfight right now. They get out of the play-in tournament. They're a game and a half back of the Suns right now. Dude, in the West, can you believe this? There's 2.5 game separation from the 5 seed to the 9 seed.
Yeah, man.
And there's how many games left? 5 or 6 for a lot of teams, something like that. They're going to need this tomorrow night. They're going to need it bad. And then you talk about with where the Cavs are at. I asked before this trip that it was a hard ask, but that I needed them to go 3-1. Okay? You already lost your one. Now you're asking to go ahead and sweep the LA teams? That's a tough ask. And I'm talking about 3-1 after we lost to the Nuggets. After we had lost to the Nuggets. So even if you go 3-2 on this trip, a bad dude. And the thing is, both those bad losses. Not good. Where this team is at, the mental side of it is what I can't understand. And that's where I think they've had 2 days off now?
Yep.
They're going to play tomorrow. They've been in LA. Maybe that's the reset that they needed. I don't know. This team has got to get their heads on right before the playoffs. And you might be saying it's already chalked. They're already screwed. They ain't going anywhere. Okay, fine. I can't really argue that right now. I can only hope that these couple of days off, and then you're going to face an LA team that is beatable. But watching how the Cavs have played, this has to be the get-right stretch. That was my whole thing. You are now running out of opportunities for the get-right game. I feel like this team needs something to switch it on or flip them around or where they're at. Maybe it's in the playoffs. I don't know. Maybe I'm putting too much on it. Maybe we just need to go all in on baseball season. I don't know. They are running out of opportunities for a get-right game. They got that opportunity tomorrow, and you got to do it against LeBron. LeBron does not want to lose to the Cavs either. There's no world that he wants to lose to the Cavs. He's going to go all out tomorrow, man.
Yeah, asking them to go 2-0 in this 2-game stretch, that's definitely a lot to ask. I'd like to see a 1 win. I don't think there's many teams in the NBA at all that could go back-to-back against Lakers and Clippers and come out of LA with 2 wins. I'm asking for 1. I agree, though. You're running out of time, and so you really got to get this thing clicking because we know the best teams in the playoffs are the ones that have that stretch where they're playing their best basketball. And the reality is that the Cavs not only aren't playing their best basketball, they're probably playing their worst brand of basketball at this moment.
You know what I just clicked on too? You know who Orlando plays tonight? Hornets.
Well, do you want to play the seeding game? You want to go see if a loss really would be that bad if we slipped to the fourth?
I guess.
Let's take a look.
All right, pull up the standings.
Let's take a look here, man.
So where it's at, because we don't play tonight, Orlando is a half game back of us right now.
Right now, we would play the Pacers.
I'm fine with that.
If we slipped and flip-flopped with the Magic,
we'd play in the Knicks.
We'd be playing the Knicks.
I mean, that group there, Cavs, Magic, Knicks, and Magic.
Listen, I'm fine.
Or Cavs, Magic, Knicks, and Pacers.
Are you fine with playing the Knicks? I'm fine with playing the Knicks.
I am too.
In fact, I welcome it.
They have their own issues. To see the reaction to Julius Randle's surgery this week and he's out for the year. I mean, of course, Knicks fans go a little above and beyond, but still, they're in a bad spot. Here's the crazy thing. Ryan, if I went through the East teams, Celtics, Bucks, Cavs, Magic, Knicks, Pacers, Heat, and 76ers, of that group, who is actually in a good spot right now? The Celtics and maybe the 76ers.
Yep.
And the Magic are just the Magic. The Knicks have issues. We have issues. The Bucks have issues. The Pacers are fighting through some stuff. I mean, that's the crazy thing. Right now in the East, you just have this collection of teams that are all in a bad spot. And somebody's going to have to win those series. And that kind of, I think, goes back to Boston just sitting there licking their chops, man. They're just sitting back going, let that crap play out. We're going to sweep these teams, get the hell out, get some rest, sit on back. It is just so primed. I didn't even look on Tipico. I'm going to go right now, man. Odds for the Celtics to win the East. I'm sure they're favored. They got to be favored. I'm going to say minus 150, something like that.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Yeah, they're definitely the favorite. I would say minus 200.
All right, NBA. God, I love Tipico. It's so easy to get to. Futures. Eastern Conference, minus 135. Minus 135. That's money. Cavs are plus 1,300. Actually, fourth best odds between the Bucks and the 76ers. Heat are back. Knicks are back. Pacers way down there. All that. I mean, the path is wide open for them right now. But tomorrow, the seeding, you're in, right? No matter what, we're in. And it would take an epic collapse to even fall into the play-in tournament. You're in. And I would almost kind of say, well, you're only, dude, here's the other thing. You're a half game back from the 5 seed, too.
Yeah.
Both Orlando and the Knicks are just a game behind, or a half game behind you. So I said Orlando plays the Hornets tonight. Knicks got the Bulls tonight, man. We're going to wake up tomorrow with a 3-way tie for the third spot, and we got to go face the Lakers.
You know what? That's the NBA, man.
That is a tough go.
Deal with
that
it.
is a real tough go. Well, it's going to be fun for the Final Four in town. I saw the buses. I saw a lot of people out this morning. Caitlin Clark. We had people that were there, man, that were kind of describing it on social media, so to speak. It felt like an NBA game. There was that much media there yesterday to watch Caitlin Clark. Now, the funny thing was she said LeBron as the face of Cleveland. Who would you say is the face of the city of Cleveland? Is it still LeBron?
I'm not sure how it can't be LeBron. I understand that he's been gone for a little bit, but I'm not really sure there's an argument there.
So I went to Ireland years ago. LeBron was gone. It was 2019, so he's already gone. And we were talking to people, and then I was like, oh, where are you from? And I go, Cleveland. I can't tell you how many people will go, oh, LeBron? And I'm going to go, yeah, he's not there anymore, but yeah. Like when you say the city of Cleveland, you think of LeBron.
LeBron hasn't played for the Cavaliers now in 6 years, Matt. But when I ask you and I ask anybody, you know, you see that shit on Twitter, stuff on Twitter, it comes up the logo of an NBA team. It says, who's the first player that pops in your mind when you think of this? I guarantee you're still saying LeBron.
Oh, sure, for a lot of it. And you'd like to think Donovan Mitchell a little bit, and especially from the basketball standpoint, where Caitlin Clark is an amazing basketball player. So who does she look up to? Probably LeBron. She said, I get to play in the place that LeBron played in for a long time. Walking down the halls of Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse and seeing all the pictures and seeing the trophy and all that kind of stuff. There's something to be said about that, but it was interesting that, like, even Cleveland, would you say Travis Kelce?
No.
Was there not like to surpass LeBron. I guess I was trying to grasp at who else it could even remotely possibly be. Like, we jump on sports.
I was going to say.
But I'm saying even in an outside sports world, Machine Gun Kelly?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tim Misny was a popular one.
Somebody Danny's Brittany. She goes, I wonder, somebody asked her what she thought about all the Tim Misny billboards. What the hell's that guy with his eyebrow? What the hell's he doing? Mm-hmm. He'll make you pay. I'm sure there's a lot of people that came into town like, what was that? What the hell's that? Good advertising there for him. But I was saying it because the answer has to be LeBron.
I would have 100%.
Like, I can't even try to come up with another answer for it.
I think people are just fishing for straws.
Are you more
to not
apt?
say LeBron?
And I think a lot of people are still going to watch just because of the growth. But are you more likely to watch because it is in Cleveland tonight? Are you more likely? Are you going to sit down and watch both the Final Four games tonight because it's in Cleveland?
I probably.
Now, were you going to watch anyway? Right.
Because of this explosion that has been women's college basketball. I would certainly watch it, but there is an added element because it could be anything in Cleveland, and I would watch it.
Yeah, that's the cool thing is sitting down tonight to have, and the same thing for the men tomorrow. You're going to get probably almost 8 hours straight of basketball. Not 8, probably more like 7, but still like game to game. Right? What do? They finish the first game. You got a half hour until the next game starts. You're sitting down, you're watching all of it. To have the stars coming back, too. Because we go back to an era with LeBron. The TNT crew is here every other week, the NBA Finals. And it's a little different on the jobs that we have and what I was doing at the time. To see it, dude, we were staked out at the Renaissance trying to catch Charles Barkley going over there just for a quick interview or just go into the show. To have like these stars back, you feel alive. I feel alive. And I love that about Cleveland. My wife mentioned this to me yesterday. She goes, think about all the things this weekend. You've got the Final Four here in town. Then with everything with the eclipse, and at the very least, you have the Guardians home opener on Monday.
Yeah.
It's going to be a crazy weekend. I just love seeing it alive. I love seeing that it's here. And what a roll of the dice that came up our way. You got the maybe one of the most important Final Fours in women's history.
I mean,
as far as the hype.
I would, yeah, in terms of hype, it's got to be number one.
You need Iowa, South Carolina. And that's how I bet on Tipico. That's the parlay that I put together. And they're the heavy favorite on the South Carolina side. It's more of a game between UConn, Paige Beckers, and of course, Caitlin Clark. But I think a lot about that, man. Wouldn't that be some Sunday night you get South Carolina, Iowa?
I'm going to start the dialogue, Matt.
What?
Is Paige Beckers just as good as Caitlin Clark?
I mean, people are what did Ariema say this week? Why didn't he recruit Caitlin Clark? That all came out now to see have that chip on the shoulder. I mean, Paige Beckers, unfortunately, tearing her ACL really kind of hurt things about her ascension to stardom, so to speak. Can't sleep on her, man.
Speaking of Gino Ariema, I don't know if you saw this. I read this article from Dan Lobby. Did you know Gino Ariema and Kevin Stefanski's dads were neighbors?
I did not know that they were neighbors.
Yes.
Obviously, Kevin's dad very much in the
played,
NBA.
I believe, with Gino.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really? What a small. I'm sure that there's going to be a Browns contingent at that game. I'm sure Kevin Stefanski.
Gino said that he's in no way surprised that Kevin Stefanski has made it as a coach. He said he used to always watch him in the yard as a kid, and he's not surprised at all.
Yeah. I did want to look this up real quick. Who's your preferred? We don't have one here. Who is your preferred seating? Ticketmaster, SeatGeek? What's the other ones?
I don't buy a lot of tickets.
StubHub?
Man. Yes,
StubHub.
Ticketmaster. I have it on my phone.
I got SeatGeek. I just pulled it up. Okay, you want to go tonight? I just wanted to look this up.
It's $900 something.
Well, I can get you in the building at $374 a ticket
to stand.
No, you're up top. You're up top. Okay. Floor seats. There's one floor seat available. Floor 22. One listing. But you can get up to 17 tickets. $4,000. $4,000. A ticket, yes. Yeah. $4,000 a ticket. $4,000. Behind the backboard, about $1,800. $1,500 for the other one. Lower bowl, about $600-700. $600-700 for lower bowl. Cheapest one there, again, starting at about $400. $374 plus fees and all that kind of stuff. Because I've seen some people that are like, hey man, I really think. I mean, I feel like you have so many fans from the coming in to root for their teams and things like that. Oh, and by the way, wait a minute, am I even looking at the wrong game here? Wait. I think you get both games.
I think you get both games.
Oh, man. Woo! I think you get both games. You do.
Matt, this meteoric rise of college hoops, I had a thought about it yesterday.
Yes.
I understand that Caitlin Clark is truly, like, you think of it, she's almost like the Steph Curry now. Her unlimited range, and she's gotten so many kids and adults, both male and female, watching the NCAA tournament women's. Was the issue ever really the product? You go back, you had your Brittany Grinders. I mean, you had all these great players that played in college. Is it more of once people start, it gets popular, people then say, oh, many people are watching this, so now I'm going to watch it?
No, I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's exposure. It is all about exposure. And that's why you give ESPN, which, by the way, I'll be on tonight, by the way. 5-hour show tomorrow for me on ESPN. Catch it everywhere. It's the exposure. And you got to thank ESPN for that. The average fan.
So the issue was never the product.
I don't think it was ever the product. I don't. You just needed that level of exposure. And it's also something fresh. You know what I mean? Like in a time now where you've got new sports. And we talk so much about everything that's going on with the sports networks and watching TV and all that kind of stuff. Look at Formula One. How many Americans watched Formula One 5 years ago, 7 years ago? Okay, now they have a package. It's on your TV every morning. You click it on. I say mornings. That's usually when the races are. You're sitting around on a Saturday. You're flipping through the channels, and you find a basketball game, and, oh, hey, wait, I'll turn this on, and let's go. Then the promotion of the game, which has been so much fun. And again, to get really into it with talking about ESPN, they have smart analysts to say, this is what's going on, to talk to Holly Rowe, as I have a couple times over the past couple weeks, to give us the insight. Yeah, you know Angel Reese, this is why she's so good. Do you know who Hannah Hidalgo is? Do you know who Juju Watkins is? You can now put names to faces, names to teams, and you start to figure out, yeah, this team's really good, or this or that. I think that all helps very much, but it's also something a little new, fresh that people want to get into. So I think it's more about the exposure. And we see like anything, man. If you push something hard enough, even if it's bad, people, I'm not saying that women's college basketball is bad, but I'm just saying, you push something hard enough, people will eventually start to turn to it. Now, that is where then I need the players to step up and put a good product out there, which they have.
Do you see this being sustainable? Do you think the retention will last in college hoops? Do you think it will translate to the WNBA once Caitlin Clark gets there? Or do you kind of see this being, do you see this being a sporadic kind of trend?
Here's, I think, an issue, and this is actually a conversation I was having with somebody last week. I think the average person, their attention span for something is only so much. It's finite, right? Do you not think the flip has been from men's to women's now? So the issue might be is if the men start coming right back. But the thing, what is one of the worst things about men's college basketball right now? Everybody leaves. Everybody leaves. And that is where the women's game, which for those that don't know, you have to play 3 years. You can't just go to the W. Juju Watkins would be long gone if she could be. She can't. Hannah Hidalgo would be gone. She can't. She's a freshman. Beckers. Well, she's deciding to come back. She had an injury, and I think she has the COVID year still. So she's deciding to come back. But for women's college basketball, because we did the MAC tournament forever, they didn't go because this is all that they had, right? Like this, you stayed in college as long as you could. So that is where I think they can help. And that is a difference. You know some of the star players coming back now. Again, you mentioned Paige Beckers. She will be back. It'd be nice if Caitlin Clark, she's making the right decision, trust me, by going.
Haley Van Lith hitting the transfer portal.
What the hell is that again, man? Yeah, I'm not ripping on her. I'm ripping the transfer portal, okay? Like that, whatever. For those that don't know, Haley Van Lith was at Louisville.
Oh, I wish she stayed.
She should have stayed. Transferred to LSU. She kind of got a bad girl type of reputation there. And then she went to the ultimate bad team. Not bad team, but like
the Pistons.
Doesn't everybody kind of root against LSU at this point with Kim Mulkey and all the things that had happened? And, you know, I do believe a lot of what has been discussed about this on a very serious level is the race factor. That you had a majority black team in LSU and a majority white team in Iowa, and people are trying good versus evil and good versus evil. It's a sad state. I understand why that needs to get brought up, and it should be, frankly, brought up. But the thing is that LSU is a team to fight all this stuff with Kim Mulkey. She doesn't seem to be very likable in a lot of different ways.
Defending champions.
And right, they went on that kind of improbable run last year. So you have created storylines. You have created, I use the word characters, so I can't come up with anything else, but you've created people that you look at, people start the season next year, oh yeah, Kim Mulkey, she wears that weird stuff. Nobody likes her. You're going to sit down. Now, the transition that is going to be happening here, post Caitlin Clark, that is going to be where we'll find out if it sinks or swims.
Exactly.
That's going to be the tough thing about the transition from your star player. But the fact that she and a lot of different women were able to take it to the level that it is great. Now, you mentioned the WNBA. Bro, do you know that they start their season in a month? The draft is in 2 weeks. She will go number 1 to the Indiana Fever. They already had the number 1 pick from last year. Was it Aaliyah Edwards? If I'm not mistaken. I know her first name's Aaliyah. There's another Aaliyah going top. Aaliyah Boston, thank you. Aaliyah Edwards is in this draft coming out for the WNBA. So now you can sit down and watch WNBA games and go, oh, yeah, that's Breanna Stewart. Oh, yeah, that's Sabrina Ionescu. Oh, yeah, Caitlin Clark. That's going to be a lot of fun of it. The women's game, I think they're in a good spot. And this is coming from somebody who hates college basketball, more on the men's side. I'm more into the women's game because I know they're going to be there. That has always been my biggest knock about men's college basketball. Well, frankly, number 1, you get some bad basketball. You get some blank, poor basketball. Even in the tournament, I've seen some crap-ass basketball. And then also, these guys just leave, and they're gone. And I can't grab onto any of these teams. Women's side's different. I think it's a much more physical game, and there's teams and players you can dive into and be a part of.
I do find it kind of, I don't know, funny is not the word, but
ironic.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
can't. I know Caitlin Clark. I know Paige Beckers. I know Angel Reese. I know a slew of women's college basketball players. And maybe you're different from me. I can't name a player on South Carolina, which is by far away the best team right now in college basketball.
Because the story and the star there
that's my point,
is
though.
Dawn Staley.
That's my point.
Right?
I know Dawn Staley, but I couldn't name a player. Can you name a player in South Carolina?
I can't. No, I can't. And that's the thing. Now I'm clicking to see if I name recognition here. Because even doing ESPN, and I got to get up on.
Because Juju Watkins, the freshman sensation, USC.
Right.
They exited the tournament. I can't name a single South Carolina player.
Well, and again, I think a lot of the stories have come back for South Carolina about Dawn Staley and how she was like trying to piece this together. She had to replace all 5 of her starters, and she admitted she thought about retiring and all this kind of stuff. She is the star there. Oh my God. Yes, I can. Camila Cardoso is on South Carolina.
Okay, see, I don't know who
I know
that is.
Camila Cardoso. She's a really good player. She's actually, I never thought I'd be this into an WNBA mock draft, but I've clicked on it a few times. So it's going to go Caitlin Clark. Brink out of South Carolina is probably going to go 2. And then top 5 picks, probably Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. She is very good. So I should have known that.
So are you rooting? You're rooting for Caitlin Clark tonight?
Yes, more of I think that helps the city of Cleveland.
Okay.
But I also, is that not the matchup that you want to see? The star player versus the star team.
I mean, it is, yes. I think it'd be best for the game, yeah. I don't know.
I think it holds up. I think your biggest thing is you cannot have UConn, or I'm sorry, you cannot have NC State. You need South Carolina.
Yeah.
And there will be stories with UConn, but nothing like Caitlin Clark, man. Dude. Yeah. You need that bad. You need it.
I'm a big Paige Beckers guy, though.
I got to work tonight, but man, that's crazy. $500. I know it's $500, but still, for both games to get in there, that'd be a fun ass night.
It would be.
That'd be a fun ass night. All right, we got plenty coming up. We didn't dive into the Cavs or Guardians. We'll talk about them in the morning update. Please bring that up, Tanner Bobby, baby. That's the way you bring it back around a little bit. Bat staff. Bullpen got tested. I like that a little bit. So we got some Guardians. We'll get into more Cavs. We'll get to the Immaculate Grid. We all got it coming up right here on Big Play. Speaking of Big Play Fridays, Big Play, Big Bets with Dave and
Boobies tonight.
Booby today. Perfect timing for Boobies World. So have that. Folks, it's everything that you need. 12 different shows. Watched a little last night of the Big Play Cincinnati show. Andrew Fox Miller filling in on that. We got it all. Columbus, Bobby Carpenter, Anthony Schlegel, Josh Perry. You got the 2 new Cincinnati shows. Everything Cleveland that you need. What sport do we not cover here? We got basketball.
Hockey.
We don't really have a hockey team. I'll take that up. I'll start covering some Blue Jackets. It's at the game this week. Fun times. Tough game for my Jackets last night. But anyway, we got it all. BigPlay.com is our website. Follow on Twitter. Big Play.
You know what we need? A UFC show.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not nearly the fan that I was in the past. There's a room for that. We got the content, folks, and it's so great about how we can do this. We get it out to you. We have the clips. We have the shows. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. They're on Facebook. They're everywhere. It's consumable for it. And something big coming down the pipe. Something big that is going to change even how you view the show, how you watch the show in a good way. It's going to be that much easier for you very, very soon for us at Big Play. We're growing something here. We really are. Appreciate your support, as always, at Matt Fontana Show individually. And you can follow all the shows, Josh's show and Blake and Greg and Big Play Cleveland Show. All the individual accounts are there. Big Play is where you got to go. All right, let's catch our break of the morning, second one of the morning. Let's get to hour 2 coming up. We'll get to Time Hop. We'll get to the grid. We'll get to a little bit of morning update. Got it all. Stay with us.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
we were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone, and at even odds.
If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today, all right?
Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party.
Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
Sorry. McAfee getting his way, man. Norby Williamson out at ESPN. Nobody knows anything about that. If McAfee's bitching about that guy, well, see where it goes. It just literally just happened. All right, let's get to it. Morning update. All that changes to plenty across the sports landscape. Dude, that NFL Network, man. Siciliano.
We got to get him to the Big Play family.
Dude, somebody tweeted that. Certainly James Palmer. It impacts all of us. Been there, and I just send strength to them as well. That sucks, man. Trust me. I get it. A lot of changes, though. We're not going anywhere. We're right here for a 9 to 11 every single morning. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all at Matt Fontana Show. And every single morning, we get the morning update with young Ryan. Take it away, Ryan.
Well, the Guardians are off to a red-hot start to this season, Matt. They are 6-2. They defeated the Twins, spoiling their home opening day yesterday. Tanner Bybee on the mound. He goes 5 1/3. He gets 9 Ks, Matt, and boy, did he look good on the mound yesterday.
A get-back-right game there for Bybee. I'm not trying to rip the Minnesota Twins fans. That stadium was not full. And here I am boasting. We'll see how Monday goes, but I saw a lot of open seats up there at Target Field. Baseball, you can't play that game of I've got an edge over this team or that. But Ryan, they had the stats on the broadcast. Since the beginning of the 2022 season, we're 20-10 against the Twins. And we smoke them. With Bybee and Bieber and Beatty, I'm a believer in this team. I just am, dude. I love watching this.
How good is Stephen Kwan?
He's an animal. He's a beast. One knock, though? Shout out to Daryl Ryder. Daryl posted a picture of some of the bobbleheads we get this year. Stephen Kwan's bobblehead looks nothing like him. It looks really bad. It's just, I don't know. I don't think Daryl would mind. It's on Daryl's Twitter, at Daryl Ryder. They're doing an Obi-Kwan Kenobi one. That's the one. You got to pull up the Obi-Kwan Kenobi one. I don't know where, I don't even know where Daryl got it from. But is that it?
He looks Mexican.
It doesn't look like him at all. It looks horrible. And I guess it's the ultimate thing. Would you rather have a bobblehead night just to say that you got a bobblehead? But what if your bobblehead is crap? Then I go back to the Kelsey one on Travis's fade. Looked like he went to a hair transplant place or something. It just looked weird. So I digress about Stephen Kwan. This team, any baseball team, you need your players like Jose Ramirez, RBI, ding, done. You need your roster, your top-end roster guys to come around. But somebody, man, that I've been keeping my little eye on for a little bounce-back year was Andres Jimenez. And Rocchio, Come on now. What are we doing Rocchio out there? He's starting to hit a little bit on top of his defense. It's all coming together, Pepper.
Not to put a little
Pepper.
rain cloud over our Guardian sunshine, Matt. I'm a tad bit worried about one Bo Naylor. Very bad base running mistake.
I know.
Very bad. He did not have a great day behind the plate. A couple pass balls, and one was costly. He nearly, Matt, a couple of things went a different way. We could have lost that game.
There's a fine game to play there because I think a lot of us would be okay with Hedges getting a lot of those at-bats in a lot of those games. The issue is that Bo Naylor is your future. When you have a star player and they come up as a catcher, they very rarely stay there. You know, Bryce Harper started out as a catcher, and they said, no, we're going to go. Joe Mauer did. Buster Posey did. There is a world, I don't know when, but eventually that Adley Rutschman will no longer be a catcher because he's that good. I wonder that about Bo Naylor.
You can't have that.
Because there was a giant swell when he was coming up through the minors of we need to get this guy off catching. And I'm just going to be critical for just a second. He's not that good at catching. And they said they put him, and I say that to say this, when he was down in the minors, there was a time where he invested himself. And they were like, dude, you got to get better at calling games. You got to get better at blocking balls, all this other kind of stuff. There's a reason that catchers now, you don't have your Johnny Benches and your Mike Piazzas anymore, okay? You have JT Realmuto, who's a good hitter. You've got your Adley Rutschman. You've got your Sean Murphy, who are really good at hitting. But there seem to be unicorns. A lot of what catchers are now, if you're good behind the plate and calling the game, will live with a $180 average. Now, you got to hit a $180. But there's that shift because it's that important to the game. I just wonder if maybe that's going to be the future for Bo Naylor. But the thing is, he's not going to develop as a hitter because you're not getting him the at-bats if he's struggling behind the plate. I'm fine platooning him at first, but when it's almost when you make that move, make that move. You know, what do we see? We saw Carlos Santana, right? I love that picture, by the way. It's good to see him. He started out as a catcher, and they said, you know what? We're moving you elsewhere. And they tried everywhere to go. First base DH might have to be in. Now, Bo Naylor is a different body type. Could he maybe work in the outfield? Everybody just gets thrown to the outfield now. You are right on about bringing that up. You're not wrong about that being a point. And it's the team versus individual. I want the best individual for Bo Naylor, but for right now, the team is overcoming some of that. But you're right. Some of the pass balls, some of the block.
If we were doing a good, bad, and ugly like you do for every Browns game, he would have been the glaring ugly for last night's game.
He would have been. And you were able to come over. The bullpen would have been the good, man. Holy cow. And it got dicey. That double, and I'm sitting there sweating it out because I had a separate bet of Guardians minus a run and a half. Cash that bad boy. Emmanuel Clase is filthy. I'm talking bottom of the dumpster outside of a concert filthy. He's so good. He is absolutely amazing.
A porta potty at Woodstock?
Yeah,
filthy?
that's something like that. That's dirty. That's dirty. The middle of the summer, outside of some concert, that's filth right there. He's so good. Scott Barlow getting out of that too. I was a little nervous. Yeah. The other thing about catching too, because there's a clip from Hedges that everybody's circulating the framing, man. That is something massive for catchers to do. He gets calls when he really shouldn't. There's that one little Barlow on that little outside of the play, but we'll take that. Keep the robo-umps away, man. They got out of it. I love what I'm seeing out of the bullpen. And again, you're getting Xavier Curry back soon. You're going to get Hench's back. Who's the other? Oh, Ben Lively. Ben Lively. He was out with that illness. He's down there on a rehab assignment too. So as well as the bullpen's been going, you're getting even some more help on it. You know the shocking thing about the Guardians, which is crazy? Nobody has hit 2 home runs yet. Everybody just has 1. And you got guys that have 9 and 8 already. We only have 1. We're not a home run ending team. That's fine. Manufacture runs. I'm super happy with where the Guardians are at right now.
Well, speaking of baseball, we'll stay there, Matt, because I'm just dying to know your thoughts on this because I can imagine they are aplenty, Matt. It was announced yesterday that the Oakland Athletics will indeed be their last season.
Challenger.
Will be their last season in Oakland as they will now play their next 3 seasons in a Sacramento ballpark before they make that move.
A minor league ballpark. A minor. And now, granted, the joke is that Oakland was drawing minor league numbers, and they try to twist it about, oh, it's an intimate setting, and now I feel sad because Oakland is losing their team. I really do. And then Buster Olney sent this tweet out yesterday. I want to pull this up because I retweeted this too. That apparently the difference between them staying in Oakland and moving on was like $35 million. Here it is. Buster Olney yesterday. It appears the difference between what Oakland offered and what the A's wanted was $35 million over 3 years. That's the same amount that the Angels are paying a relief pitcher. Meanwhile, the owners overseeing an industry worth tens of billions of dollars stand by and watch their weakest franchise put on this cheap circus and do nothing. Incomprehensible and a terrible business decision. That was Buster Olney yesterday. He's right, and Rob Manfred ought to be ashamed of himself. I understand that Oakland was probably always going to leave, right? And maybe they created their own problems and they were always going to put a team in Vegas. But to stand by and let this crap happen, to stand by and have a major league team moving into a minor league ballpark, Rob Manfred sucks. He's always sucked, and he continues to find new levels of suck. Ruining the game in a lot of different ways. Now, am I disassociated from it because I'm not an Oakland A's fan? Yeah. And then moving to Vegas is probably the best thing for baseball. Get moving. Get that stadium done. Why do you need 4 years? I'm hosting a game night. Q Myers. He does it every night on ESPN Radio. I'm on with him again tonight. And him and I were doing the show on Wednesday. Q is based out of Vegas. And we're talking about it. And he goes, oh, bro, they got the bulldozers lined up to take out the casino that they're putting the ballpark in. And I go, you better fire those bad boys on up. I think of the scene of Ocean's 11 when they detonate the hotel.
Or like the Dark Knight Rises, they blow up the
football blow up
field.
the stadium. Yeah, do that. Get it done. I don't know why it takes them 4 years to build a ballpark when there's nothing there. Get it demoed, get it built, get them over there as quick as you can. It's a touchy situation. It sucks. I feel bad for Oakland fans, but I guess it is what it is.
All right, Matt.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah,
wait.
Please do.
Not flights. I'm trying to look. Drive. Oh, I guess that's further than I thought. Oakland to Vegas is an 8-hour drive. I thought it was a little closer than that. Because my whole question was going to be as if, like, the Guardians left and, like, say they went to Cincinnati. Would you still be a Guardians fan?
If we didn't have a new team.
Yeah, imagine this. Cincinnati, the Reds don't exist. Guardians leave Cleveland and they're going to Cincinnati. I know it's a further drive than 8 hours, but would you still be? I guess I still would be, right?
Further drive.
I'm sorry. The drive to Oakland to Vegas is further.
Oh, yeah.
It's 8 hours. It's not that far to go to Cincinnati.
Would 3.5, baby.
Would you still be a fan of that? I guess I'm trying to find the ease ground of, like, you can still be an A's fan. Here's what I would do. If I was a local TV affiliate, you find a way to get a TV deal that you can broadcast all the A's games still. They got to change their name, too, by the way. What would they change it to? Las Vegas Athletics? The Las Vegas A's? I'd full-on rebrand. Keep the colors, though. I really like those colors. The green and the yellow. Full rebrand, though. Come up with something new.
All right, Matt. Well, I'm going to ask you this. All I'm asking you to do is say yay or nay if you're a fan of the Houston Texans with this move. It came out yesterday that the Stephon Diggs trade wasn't what it appeared to be. In fact, they're avoiding the last 3 years on that Stephon Diggs deal. So now the Texans just have him locked up for 1 year. He'll be set to be a free agent in 2025.
Good move. Here's where Stephon Diggs' head's at. These receivers are getting paid out the butt, and I want to get back into the free agency pool. I assume that I'm going to have a better year with C.J. Stroud. And the Texans go, we're going to give this one good run this year. And also, their future is more tied to Tank Dell and Nico Collins. So hopefully Diggs can maybe help them out a little bit or take some pressure off. But they're going all in for the season. I think that's a good move all around. And especially for Diggs to get back into the free agency pool as quickly as he can. Now, will he pull the money that you expect? Maybe not. He's over the age of 30. We'll see how that goes. But it's something to be said about where the Browns are at. You're locked up. Are Jerry Jeudy and Amari Cooper as good as Stephon Diggs? Cooper, maybe. I don't know. But there's something to be said about consistency. There's something to be said about these guys are locked up and they're here. And I will go back to, I think Amari Cooper means more to the Browns than he would to any other team because he's in a system that fits. He plays alongside Deshaun Watson. We hope well, all that factors. It's not just as simple as this is a good player. He's going to fit here. There's a lot of that has to be played out. I'm happy where the Browns are at. They don't have to enter this chaos. They don't have to enter this craziness of all these receivers going on. Still draft one. I still would like one at 54. We'll see how it plays out. But I think smart move by Diggs and certainly for the Texans.
Well, before we get to our immaculate grid, Matt, let's have a discussion. A viral trend that's been going around is the 999 challenge, Matt. That's 9 innings, 9 dogs, 9 beers. Do you think you could take on the beast that is the 999 challenge?
We have had this debate in my text group. Okay, we need to get some qualifications. Number one, are these dollar dog hot dogs or are they plump, full-size jumbo hot dogs?
I would say the dollar dog ones.
Thank you very much. Number two, are we talking ballpark beer, 16-ounce pounders, or 12 ounces?
Yeah, because most places don't sell bottles.
No, nobody has bottles, but like you go to the ballpark, it's usually pounders. They're bigger. They're 16 ounces.
The tall boys. The tall boys.
Tall boys. Like these are 12-ounce beers, right? These are just 12
ounce.
ounce.
So can you get those at the ballpark?
You can when it's the $2, what do they call it? The district party. When you go that 2 hours before they do these beers for $2
I think it's got to be the 12 ouncer.
Well, see, here's the thing. I don't think that because you don't get those during the game. During the game, you got to get 12-ounce tall boys.
I see. That would be a whole nother level.
We would go with garage beer. I don't want any IPAs if I'm doing that.
Oh, no.
Imagine that. I'm not saying I've walked out of that stadium a little bit. I don't want to do anything. Get an Uber. Head over to Wilbur.
That's a lot of beer with a lot of dogs.
Okay, so here's what I'm saying. The dogs do not scare me.
No,
the dogs do not scare me. Okay, another qualification. Must I do one an inning, or can I do like 3 at a time?
No, that's the point. It's got to be one.
So here's what you do. Here's my hack on I think how this could work. You eat your dog and your beer first pitch of the first inning. Then you wait that whole inning. Yeah. And then in the second inning, you wait till the end. Actually, I would probably do this. Start of the first, start of the second, start of the third, then let it go all the way through the third and the way to the fourth. And you wait until there's like 2 outs in the fourth inning. Have your beer, have your dog, because you can pace it out, and then you finish your final dog and your beer like at the last pitch.
Yeah.
It's just 9 beers over.
Could you
think
do
about it this way? Now I don't know, man. I don't indulge as much as I used to. I wish I could. Just going to the ballpark as I have. I think I could. Because especially if you're drinking and you're eating while you're doing it, you can't have anything else. The dogs will take up so much room there. I think we could do it. Because what's an average baseball game? 2 hours 45 minutes. Isn't that the big thing they were pushing for?
Maybe even less now.
Maybe even less now. So about 9 beers in 2.5 hours. If there's light beer.
Doable.
I think it's now get your drive home. Make sure you get your Uber on your way home or your buddies. Dude, baseball would be so smart to come up with that kind of stuff and let it leak out. Because you're telling me everybody goes to that game, like, I'm going to try this. And there's cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
They got to be very
Another
careful.
Miller Lite, another Coors Light. You just get a little too rowdy, you get thrown out.
I'm talking about promoting that.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. They're not promoting it. What I'm saying is it'd be really smart if baseball leaked this out. Right. Or if they got to an influencer or a content person and was like, hey, come up with this challenge. That's okay. There's a bigger question to be had here before we get to the grid. Is that an unfortunate reality that baseball has just become a drinking activity with baseball? Like, I saw the pictures of what they've done to Progressive Field. Yes, I know they put it on another sign. It looks stupid or whatever. But what is now up in right field? A beer garden. What are all the rails? Drinking rails. And I enjoy an adult beverage as much as anybody does, right? I get it. And when I go to the game, I'm still a purist. I'm there to watch the game. I have fun. But yeah, I'm going to have a drink. I'm going to have some popcorn. I'm going to have a hot dog and all that. But and I'm not saying they're wrong for doing this, but they're trying to grab people to say, hey, come to the bar that you just happen to turn around and see there's a baseball game going on. You still got to buy tickets, and the beer and cocktails are not cheap. But I'll put it this way. I went to the Blue Jackets game this week. Great time. And I haven't been to a Blue Jackets game in 2 years. And they've changed some things at Nationwide Arena. But, bro, the one thing that kind of stood away from me, I go back to an era when I would go to games, even when I was a kid, but you only had concession stands. That was it, right? You want nachos, you want a hot dog, and a couple different beers, right? And you'd have the beer guy, you'd have the vendors. I went to the game, and here's a frozen cocktail stand. Then here's a spirits stand. It wasn't Jack Daniels. It might have been, oh, God, I'm screwing up the sponsors there for the Jackets. It was like Jim Beam or something like that.
Jameson, maybe?
Something like that. Where if you want hard liquor, It's there. Where did my brother and I go in intermission? We went to the Wild Turkey bar right behind our seats. We stood there and watched the Iowa game while we had a beverage. I had no hard. I don't want. It's an interesting thing. I don't want hard liquor at a game. I'm here to have a beer. I'm not here to get tanked. I'm not here to get hammered. I'm here to have a beer because it goes along with watching sports. But it's just seeing that shift now where it used to be you'd go get a Bud Light or a Miller Light or something like that. Now it's like, frozen cocktails and daiquiris and all this other kind of stuff. See Danny McBride this week, he did an interview. The actor.
Weed, yeah.
He goes, why do people drink when they go to the movie theaters? He goes, why do you want to sit down and have a beer? And I don't know why. That resonated with me so much. And I get it that now you can have like full dinner and you got the only thing that I want is select seating where I know where my seat is and the reclining chairs. That's all I need. I mean, beer, liquor, whatever. I don't really care watching a movie. But I just thought about the shift in that where the Guardians are all in. Come here, drink some beer, and watch a game if you want. I guess maybe a sad state of where we're at, but we'll see. It's a sad state with the Immaculate Grid, man. All right, here we go. Where are you at with the Immaculate Grid? What do you think?
I think we need an L one. It's been too long.
Just need one. It's been too long. Do it every day. We struggle every day. People don't like watching us struggle here.
Let's get it this time.
All right, let's get it. You ready? Yep. Go. What do we got?
First round draft pick. We'll just rip Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence. Jake Matthews. Offensive lineman.
For the Falcons?
Yeah.
Did he play for the Steelers or Packers?
No, he's still there. Hope he's still there.
I'm just putting Kyle Pitts. Easier to spell.
That's fine, too. Josh Allen.
Josh Allen was 18.
Yeah.
The other one was 19.
Yeah, 18. Yeah. Right. I would have given us a pass on that. We would have restarted that. Josh Allen, the DN versus the quarterback. I wish they put positions in
Steelers, Jaguars. Chase Claypool. It was the Dolphins, not the Jaguars. Oh, my God.
No, hit the reset. That doesn't count because I was going to say
I got the wrong Florida team. He went to Miami to play a game.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That's my fault for just letting it rip because I was thinking of other teams and I was not actually really paying attention, so that's my fault. That's my fault, too. Didn't you just say we had to get one here? And here we sit.
Wow.
Here we sit. Choke.
Oh, my God.
What a choke.
All right, let's keep going.
All right, Steelers, Jags. Gosh. Yeah. That's a tough pill to swallow right there. Steelers, Bills. Is a tough. Man, I'm so thrown off now.
I'm so upset.
Yeah.
All right, let's watch it.
I'm trying to think of some of these other teams, and it's just the struggle is on right now. We need a reset here in the worst way possible. I'm completely fried right now. I'm completely tilted. These are some bad teams again for us.
Yeah, they are.
Go flip over. Go do NBA or something.
All right, Hall of Fame.
I don't think this is going to be any easier.
No,
damn it.
76ers Hall of Fame. Well, we do Dr. J.
Dr. J.
Dr. J didn't play for the Hawks at all. Did he?
I don't think.
All right, Suns. You want to do Charles Barkley?
Yeah.
Nets. We can
Kevin
do
Garnett.
Steve Nash.
Yeah. Wait. Nash. No, don't do Nash.
Why?
Because he works for the Suns and the Nets. Oh, wait, no.
You can't do that.
Oh, Suns Clippers is the other one that we need.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Rip Steve Nash. That's fine. Did you click the wrong one?
97-14. Is he not in the Hall of Fame yet?
He might not be in yet.
Mother trucker.
We'll count that. That's fine.
Oh.
76ers Clippers.
Wait, Steve Nash didn't play for the Nets. He coached them.
All right, we're done with the grid today.
Oh, my God.
I think we're done with the grid. I think the Immaculate Grid needs to die. I think we're
Baseball
done.
real quick.
No, stop that.
Baseball. We have time to our break. Baseball.
I know. I was going to talk about some. Okay, fine. Boston Angels. What you got anybody for that? No, you don't.
Women's basketball.
Is there the movie one on there?
I could pull up the movie one real quick.
Oh, it's not on this one? What are the other sports on there?
Hockey and soccer.
All right, we ain't doing that.
We gotta bounce back with the movie night.
I think it dies. I really think it. I think we're dead.
What if we just try this?
I can't even see it.
I'll tell you.
All right.
Let me just get this framed up real quick. All right, you ready?
I think I can see it. Tom Cruise and Kate Winslet and Billy Crudup.
Yes. All right. Tom Cruise begins with a vowel. It can't be the. Oh, you ignore the. So, okay.
Ignore the. I don't.
Just think. Tom Cruise been in a million movies.
But a vowel.
Think for a second.
Well, you can just do Top Gun then. It's a vowel. No, it's not. Wait, I don't understand.
Oh, wait, Tom Cruise, not Tom Hanks.
Yeah, Tom Cruise,
oh,
yeah.
Okay, Tom Cruise.
What do you mean begins with a vowel, ignoring the? So A-E-I-O and U?
So, like, if a movie, yeah, because, like, it's saying, like, if a movie was The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Ignore the, it would just be Incredibles.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
A-E-I-O-U. And sometimes Y.
Isn't it an interview with a vampire? Is that not it?
You seeing that?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it was just interview. Well, that counts. Interview with a vampire. Interview with a vampire. Do that. Okay. All right.
One word title.
Not
Tom
including
Cruise.
the.
Tom Cruise, wasn't he in Reacher?
I don't know. Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
But was it called Reacher? I know the show's called Reacher, but I don't know. I know Tom Cruise played Jack Reacher in the film.
Rain Man was 2 words.
Yes.
You could also do that for release. When did Rain Man get released?
Is Rain Man 2 words or is it 1?
It's 2, but it was released in 1988, so don't put that in. You just put Mission
We can use that
Impossible.
for the last one. It's released from 1990 to 2010.
Yeah, but it's released in 1988, so it doesn't count. 88, so it doesn't count for that.
We can still do Mission Impossible.
Yeah, you do one of the Mission Impossibles.
First one.
I don't know. One word title?
Yeah, one word title.
But just put Kate Winslet Titanic. Get that out of the way. I know no other Kate Winslet movies, so we're in a lot of trouble with that.
Who's Billy Crudup?
So he was the dad in The Flash. That's all I know from him.
Oh, like who was also a detective?
What do you mean?
Wait, The Flash, the show?
No. In Justice League, he was the dad Flash. He got replaced for the movie.
It's not helping me. I don't know.
I don't know any Billy Crudup movies. The grid is dead. It's dead. It's on. It's over. What do you mean? We have 2 options here. We either get our act together on football, or we try to do something else. I don't know.
Wordle? I know you don't like Wordle.
Classic? Yeah, Jessica Lange, Martin Sheen, Warren Beatty. I got nothing for you on that. It's got to die. It's going to have to die. We either get a lot better on football.
Can we give this one more try?
What is it?
It's the framed one where it's like...
No, I don't want to do that.
Come on, why not?
Because
you're bad at it? Are you scared?
Yeah.
Can we just give it a try?
I can't even see it.
Pull it up. You can pull it up.
What is it? What do I Google?
Framed.
All right.
You see the houses?
Yeah.
A bunch of people on the street.
It looks like that Joan of Arc movie. It's got to be a movie, right?
Yeah.
What's the Joan of Arc movie?
I don't know. It's Joan of Arc.
Yeah. The Messenger?
No, they're dressed way too modern. Not modern, but before that they dressed that way back then.
I don't know. I don't have an answer then for you. There's a castle. I think I try The Messenger.
All right. I don't know if it's on here something. That's not good. Looks like... I'm just going to put Saving Private Ryan.
That's not it, though.
How do you know?
Because I've seen Saving Private Ryan.
You remember every scene from that?
Yes.
All right.
How could you not?
All right, dude.
There's a castle in it. It's not Saving Private Ryan. Look at the people. Look at the people. They are dressed in medieval attire.
Not medieval.
What are you saying? Of course they are.
Dude's wearing like a suit.
They're walking. It looks Game of Thrones is what it is, but it's not Game of Thrones because it's a movie.
You're tripping.
You're tripping. What do you mean?
It's not in medieval times, dude.
I'll bet you $1,000 whenever we get to the answer that it's going to be a movie about something set in medieval times. I'm not saying the movie was filmed in medieval times. It looks like a medieval time.
I'm just putting Saving Private Ryan just for a guess, and we'll go to the next frame. We'll go to the next frame.
Fine.
See, that is not medieval. That's literally, I told you. I told you.
All right, now it looks like Dunkirk or something. Okay, fine.
Yeah. Give me my $1 million. Give me my $1 million.
No.
That's medieval. There weren't.
Okay, look. Okay, it is an army type thing. All right, fine. Submit. All right. Go Dunkirk. Yeah, I don't think it is, but give it a try.
1911 or 12, whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's enough. 1928, I think.
Horses.
What?
Yeah, what was that? It was 1917. That was it.
Is that the name of it?
No. Oh, who's this? It's clearly a big horse.
Oh, War Horse. War Horse. Try War Horse. War Horse. 2011 film, War Horse.
We got it.
War Horse.
Medieval times, my ass.
War Horse.
You owe me $1 million.
I said 1,000.
You owe me $1,000.
I'll give you $1 a day. War Horse.
I can't believe you said medieval times.
It looked like medieval, walking around from a castle. War Horse. Grid, I'm telling you, man, I think it's dead. I think the Immaculate Grid is dead. Wait, I don't want the movie one. If I go to the Immaculate Grid for football, okay? You know, maybe, I'll tell you what, maybe me bringing it up on my own can help, like when I look at it here. So if I do this, all right. Give up. Yeah, dude, there is in no... Well, Byron Leftwich, I would have gotten that. I would have gotten that. Yep. Okay.
I have an
idea. Oh,
idea.
Helen Robinson?
I do have an idea that we could maybe do. Have you ever heard of the movie game?
No.
Okay, let me give you an example. I think you'd really like it, Matt. And it'll be kind of like how you give me trivia for Time Hop.
Sure.
So the way it works is it gives me...
Time Hop coming up, by the way.
It gives me like 2 descriptions of a movie, and you have to like put them together, but like the title of the movie will flow into the title of the next movie.
Okay.
Like...
I know exactly. I know how... Yeah, I get the flow you're talking about.
Okay,
here.
so... Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
2 British stoners have to get off their couch to fight zombies and attend a class taught by Robin Williams. Once you get it, you might need an example.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about with the flow. I don't know what movie that is.
Yes, you should get this. You'll know this. 2 British stoners have to get off their couch to fight zombies and attend a class taught by Robin Williams. I promise you, once you hear it, you'll be like, oh, that makes sense.
So just tell me. I don't know.
Shaun of the Dead's Poet Society.
Oh, okay.
You see?
I thought you were talking about one movie.
No,
was
I told
that,
you. Like how it flows into the next. Shaun of the Dead Poet Society.
God, I still wouldn't have gotten that.
But you
okay,
see what I'm
fair.
saying?
All right, what's the next?
You want to try another one?
One more. Give me one more here.
Okay.
Okay.
Old school monster from swampy depths goes on an underground adventure with his best buds to find rich stuff so he can save his house from developers.
Okay, one more time.
Old school monster from swampy depths goes on an underground adventure with his best buds to find stuff so he can save his house from developers.
Okay, the first one I feel like is the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Underground adventure with his best buds to find rich stuff.
Oh, creature from the Black Lagoon Ease.
Yes, there you go. That's kind of fun.
Got one more to see if it continues to work there?
Yes, this was a good one.
All right.
A murderous machete-wielding killer terrorizes promiscuous camp counselors.
Okay, yeah.
Before magically turning into an adult woman who swiftly finds that being grown up.
Friday of the 13th, going on 30.
There you go.
You can avoid it all you want. The grid is dead. The grid is dead.
All right.
The grid is dead. All right, we've put it on life support over and over again. It's our fault that we suck so bad at thinking about NFL players.
I guess so.
That we can't figure it out. Because once we click on the grid, then we go, oh, yeah, I forgot about that guy. Allen Robinson should have got him.
I like movies more.
That one is going to be fun, but we got to find something there.
Yeah.
They got to find it. Because I just like having a little bit of fun during the day. Time Op is great.
Yeah.
Morning Update is good. Like, I guess Wordle could work, but everybody does Wordle. And the problem is that I don't want to spoil it for people. You know what I mean? All right, think it over. Let's give it the weekend to try to come up with something.
Okay.
All right? Try to come up with something. We'll figure it out. Apparently, there was an earthquake in New York.
Really?
Down the East Coast.
There's just one in Taiwan.
Yeah, everybody's tweeting about an earthquake. NYC had one. Apparently, they felt it.
Was it, well, you know, the
magnitude?
level?
I've not seen it. I've not seen it. Everybody's tweeting. Did you just feel that 10 minutes ago? So apparently they had 4.8 magnitude.
That's not too
I don't know. Yeah, it's not too bad. We'll see. All right, let's catch our final break. We'll get to Time Up. We'll bury the grid. We'll do it all. Stay with us. Fontana Show right here on Big Play.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone. And at even odds. If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today. All right? Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party. Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
right, let's get to it. We got a little timeout. We'll tell you what happened on this beautiful Friday. No, it was a Friday, very clearly. But a lot of things happened this day in history. Let's head on back and tell you what they are, including 3 years ago today, the Jets traded Sam Darnold to the Panthers. What a miss. I mean, I was shocked the Browns didn't take Sam Darnold in that draft. Like, the fact that it was Baker aside, whatever. But the fact that it was, I thought it was going to be Darnold. I thought everything pointed to Sam Darnold. He was supposed to be the perfect prospect. Look at him now. And how many?
I've heard something about a perfect prospect coming out of USC.
Don't you say?
Coming out of USC.
Oh, hey, we could do that on the Immaculate Grid. Perfect prospect coming out of USC. Oh, gee, we got a couple answers for that. Anything else on the Immaculate Grid we can't get? That we could have got. I hate the grid. I think I hate it. Now I'm starting to detest it. So now I want to kick its ass.
Yeah,
I want to spend the whole weekend studying up on stuff.
You need motivation.
Anyway. And there's always these teams of, I can fix Sam Darnold. I can do this there. Where's he at now? Minnesota, right? Are they going to start him? Are they going to sit J.J. McCarthy? Are they going to start Sam Darnold? I don't know. But Jets, obviously, did not work out for them. But also, ironically, they got Aaron Rodgers because also this day, 2021, Aaron Rodgers started his stint as the Jeopardy host. Haven't watched.
My favorite show of all time.
I know it's Ken Jennings now because didn't there the chick
Maya Bali?
Yeah, well, didn't she get in trouble for something?
I don't
or
know.
like they thought she was not a good fit? I don't know.
It had to be Ken.
I don't want to watch. Can I listen?
Don't even say something bad about Jeopardy.
No. I love Jeopardy. My whole point is like, okay, people on social media, they feel like all the time, like everybody's jumping on Ryan Russillo. You know Ryan Russillo? And he posted this on his podcast where he talked about how he felt the need to tell everybody that he turned off one of the women's games to go watch an NBA game. It's like when people tell you they're getting off of Facebook, or it's like when people tell you, I don't normally get on Twitter and tell that I don't like this person, or, oh my God, I don't watch this show. It's not really what I do. I'll just say, I'm kind of like, I don't want to watch anything that Aaron Rodgers is really in. And it's not about his political views. It's not about, he kind of annoys me. He really just kind of does. Same thing. I'm really kind of over the Pat McAfee show. Now, do I get on my Twitter and go, oh man, Pat McAfee sucks ass, and I don't watch Pat McAfee anymore? No, all I did was unfollow him, and you never heard me say anything about it until right now. So, like, I guess my point is, I'm glad that Aaron Rodgers didn't work out as a Jeopardy host, because not that I get to watch a lot of Jeopardy anymore. It's bedtime for my kids, but I really would not want to see him doing it. That being said, I don't know, Ken Jennings doesn't do it for me either.
Why?
You know, because you're replacing the legend, man.
Yeah, no.
Nobody will ever be Alex Trebek ever again. Their best bet is to let Jennings kind of hold on to this for a little while and then find the next great new Alex Trebek. I'm available.
That'd be my dream job.
That would be fun. Yeah, the question is, if you were to host a game show, which one would you host?
Easily Jeopardy.
I'd love Family Feud. Steve Harvey kills that, man. He's so good. He's so funny with that. Jeopardy, you have the earbud. You got to pronounce a lot of French words, stuff like that. I'd get all screwed up.
I could do it.
Jeopardy would be fun. This day, 2017, a pre-draft visit for Deshaun Kaiser to the Cleveland Browns. That draft is an intriguing draft, man. Mahomes, Watson. Now, you took Myles Garrett, which is the right call, but Trubisky, you were in position for that, man. And I talked myself into Deshaun Kaiser. But obviously did not work out. Do you remember when the Indians and the Blue Jays played 16 innings on opening day? That was this day, 2012. Set the record for the longest opening day game. Toronto won 7-4 after scoring off of Chris Perez. There you go. Well, actually, I think they scored 3 in the 9th to tie it and then ended up going to 16 innings extra to go in there 2012. Kurt Cobain passed away this day, 1994. He was not found until 3 days later, but passed away this day, 94. Favorite Nirvana song?
Ooh.
In Bloom is mine.
Something in the Way.
Yeah. Oh, actually.
Batman.
Yeah.
The Batman.
Yeah, that's the answer, buddy. You're damn right. Especially, do you listen to the remixed one for the movie? So if you go to Spotify, shout out to Spotify. You should Spotify or Apple Music.
They nailed that soundtrack, dude.
So if you go to, it's actually on my workout playlist. Something in the way. So there is a version of it from the Batman movie. It's
So
different.
good.
It's remixed a little bit different. Something in the way.
When he's riding on his motorcycle.
I will just go when I'm bored. I'll just watch that scene. When he leaves the crime scene, he's on the bike and he goes
Gotham
back.
so well.
God, I love that movie. That is the one movie when I get bored, I will just put that on. I can watch that movie every day.
La Rata.
El
Rata.
I tweeted that the other day. I said that was such an underrated scene where he goes, La? He goes, what? And he yells at me, open your eyes. And he goes, what does it mean? And he goes, that's the worst Spanish I ever heard. And he goes, it's La. El Rot. And he goes, you are L. And then he types it in like, holy God. I can't wait for the Penguins. I'm going to watch the bat. Well, I can't tonight. I got too much stuff going on, but we'll get there. This day, 1984, Kareem passes Wilt for the most points in NBA history, 31,420.
Nice.
This day, 1984. This day, 1973, the NFL officially adopted their numbering system. So, back in the day, like Otto Graham was number 60 playing quarterback. They count them up. All right, linemen are going to wear this. Receivers wear that. Now it's a free-for-all. Everybody wears 0. See, Mariota's going to be the first quarterback to wear 0.
I saw that with his gray hair.
I don't understand the 0. And Greg Newsom, I know it'd be cool to flip to it, but I don't think it works. I don't think 0 works for basketball. I don't think it works for football. I don't think it works for football. A single-digit thing. Delpit flipped. Is he now 9?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. That single-digit safety, I don't know why. I think that looks really cool. This day, 1967, Wilt Chamberlain set the NBA record with 41 rebounds in a game. 76ers beat the Celtics 115-104 in Game 3 of the Eastern Conference playoffs. 41. Pretty good there from Wilt. This day in 1621, the Mayflower departed for the New World. How did you get anybody to get on that boat? Go, hey,
well,
we're going to go this way. We don't really know what's out there. We don't know. Also, how the hell did they actually make it across the ocean?
They wanted to practice their religion, man.
I know they did, but I'm just saying the guts that it took to get on that ship and go, not knowing where you were going to go, what was going to happen. Are we going to run out of food? What's going to happen? Took some guts, I'm just saying. Today's National Lava Lamp Day. They still sell them in stores. I was looking at, my wife and I were looking for light fixtures, so I walked through Home Depot, and at the end, they had lava lamps. I go, who still buys lava lamps? The other one that I don't understand, the salt lamp. You know when people get like that giant rock of like him laying salt, and then it's a lamp? Don't really get it. Very happy birthday goes out to former quarterback Mark Bulger, Steven Jackson, not the running back, the basketball player, Pharrell, Charlotte Flair, and Juicy J, all celebrating birthdays today. All right, just one television show for you today. We go back this day, 1987, and it is the life and times of a Polk High School football star.
Happy Days.
No,
that's not
too late. Or not that. Happy Days was much earlier than 1987.
Of a football star? Well,
I say that in joke about it. Really has nothing to do with the TV show, but he brings it up all the time.
Wait, you said Life and Times.
Yeah.
Is that like Fast Times?
No. I don't want to tell you the name of the character because you'll just get it right away. His wife is Peg. Here, I'll give you the characters. Well, I don't want to say it. His wife is Peggy. His daughter is Kelly. He's got a son named Bud. The whole episode, the whole thing is surrounding this one guy, and he is a former football star.
The one with Al Bundy? Married with Children?
That is correct. The former fullback at Polk High School. Married to college sweetheart Christina Applegate, David Faustino, Katie Seagal, Married with Children. I know, I didn't want to sing it because I just don't really want to sing it, but yeah, Life and Marriage, my dad loved that show. Married with Children, Al Bundy and crew, this day, 1987. All right, great stuff on that. You want to get to the bracket? You want to get to the boost? I'll leave it up to you.
What should we do first?
Let's do the boost. All right, let's go. Women's Final Four tonight. Boosted up already for you on Tipico. Use that code Fontana100 when you sign up. For new customers, deposit and bet $25 with the code Fontana100. You get $100 of bonus bets. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Ryan, tell everybody of our boost tonight for the Women's Final Four.
Already, we're rocking with Caitlin Clark in Iowa, of course. They are going to cover that -3.5 spread, as well as we're hitting the over 162.5 points. Tipico boosted up to a nice plus 299.
All right, there it is. Use that code Fontana100 to get signed up today with Tipico and get betting this weekend. And finally, Ryan, after a month our month-long bracket. A very hearty congratulations goes out to
Fatheads.
Fatheads. Congratulations. Great beer. Love their beer. Fantastic. Great restaurant. They're known for their headwiches, where they do sandwiches that are as big as your head. They got an Italian out there in North Olmsted to die for. So congratulations. Fatheads takes it down.
We have to have a big play trip there. Let them know that they won
we'll give them
the contest.
We'll print out a little certificate for them. I think it'll be fantastic. Congratulations to Fathead. We talked about Shohei Ohtani's ball yesterday. Baseball yesterday. The one that he hit. Did you hear the player the fan that caught it came out today and said they pressured them into giving it up?
I saw they got like a signed bat.
That's it.
That's it.
So I want to pull up the whole article here because Shohei Ohtani baseball. So the person that caught his home run had hard feel. Okay, this is getting all confused because the person that caught the ball, she said that she was pressured by the team to give it up. Some people estimated the ball to be worth $100,000. Now, usually when a fan catches a ball, they give him a bat or a signed ball and you get to meet the person. Allegedly, she was also going to meet Shohei Ohtani. This is how it came out. The security staff, I guess two people fought for the baseball. Security staff separated them and then pressured them and left little choice but to hand over the baseball for a low ball offer. The Dodgers initially dangled 2 caps signed by Ohtani in exchange for the ball. Then an auction house representative told The Athletic could be worth at least $100,000. Roman said the hardball tactics by team officials included a threat of refusing to authenticate the baseball if she left the ballpark with it. This was no trivial matter. A lack of authentication would render the ball worthless, all but forcing her to accept the trade. They left Dodger Stadium with 2 signed hats, a bat, and a ball, and a slight bump after the opening day offered the opening offer was 2 hats. They get 2 hats and a ball and a bat. Now the problem is, through an interpreter, Ohtani claimed that he met this woman, and now she said that never happened.
Wow.
So here's how it works. When the ball lands, somebody runs up and they grab the person that has it, and they say they're holding on to the baseball. What they will do, and I told you about Jeremy, who does this for the Guardians, he runs over and he puts a sticker on the ball. And then he takes the ball and writes that, hey, this is the actual baseball, right? Here's the thing. This person leaves the ballpark, then calls an auction house and says, I have Ohtani's baseball. There's no way, and you might be saying, they have a picture of this person catching it. What if they went home and flipped it with another baseball? What if they pulled another ball out and they said, hey, it was actually this one? That is where it's so hard for them to authenticate it. What I would have done, I don't even know how. There's no way, so they got to do that. So you gave them $100,000 for a hat, a ball, and a glove.
I'd be sick.
I'd be pissed.
Shame
Here's what I would do. I would take my chances on it. To say, I would get on a video. Here's how, if I caught the ball, I would jump on a video and take the video and be like, I just caught this baseball. It's Shohei Ohtani's. It was caught here. Look at the baseball and show it all around and go, I don't know, somehow putting it in a bag but the problem is any auction house is going to go, there's no way we can authenticate that. There's no way that you can say that you didn't replace it with something else. I'd go through a lie detector test. I would do everything that I could to try to prove that basically I was just handed $100,000. There's got to be some way that they would do that, even if you left the ballpark, right?
That's so sad they threatened to not authenticate it.
Well, that's their deal. They go, if you leave the ballpark, it's the same thing. I can't have you come back in and say, oh, yeah, I caught this baseball. This is actually it. It's got to be in the moment. I think that that's Bush League, that they just didn't authenticate it anyway.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And can I ask this? Is it really that important?
No,
to Shohei Ohtani? Ohtani threw his interpreter, not that one, the other one. I was able to talk to the fan, was able to get it back. No, you actually didn't, according to this woman. Apparently, I can't even say this on air. Apparently, the person that caught it has a bit of an adult-themed Twitter. Her username is sugar something else. I can't really say it. She's gone viral, of course, because she has the video. Again, like on the video, it's clearly her that caught it.
Yeah.
I don't know how they just can't get that figured out. Whatever. I just thought that was kind of lowbrow there from the Dodgers. Final thing, Ryan, I want to update our Twitter question, please, at Matt Fontana Show. We start talking about Deshaun Watson. He, of course, saying yesterday's shoulder is good to go, ready to go for the season opener. But how concerned are you about Deshaun Watson's injuries? Results,
Leading
please.
the vote, 40.2%. A little bit concerned. Just in second place with 30.2%. No worries at all. 29.6%. Very concerned.
Browns hosted Joe Milton for a top 30 visit. I'd do it. Do we have a 6th round pick?
I don't know.
I wanted to send this tweet. I want to make sure the Browns actually have a 6th round draft pick. Browns draft picks. Because we do, because we're only out the 1 and the 3. We have 1 and a 4. We have 2, 3, 5, 6, and a 7. I do in the 6th round, no question, Joe Milton, man. Something about that arm, man, that size. I like me some Joe Milton, man.
And suckered into it.
Dude, his pro day, man, at the combine, he was slinging it. Slinging it, man. Let's go. He's in for a top 30 versus, we'll see.
Charles on YouTube says, do a live show at Fatheads.
We should. That'd be fun. I'm in for that. We talked to them. I'm sure they'd get some, good promo there. We'll talk to the higher ups there. We'll get that done. All right, enjoy the hell of the weekend. Our booster up on Tipico. Enjoy the Final Four tonight. We got the Guardians and the Cavs ready to go for tomorrow, which is going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully everybody survived that earthquake out there. 4.8 magnitude hit northern New Jersey, causing buildings to shake from Philadelphia to Boston. I felt one here before. I felt an earthquake here before. So 4.8, guess not that bad, but stay safe out there. Enjoy the hell of the weekend. We got big play, big bets later today. Don't forget that. And, of course, we're back for a Monday edition after a beautiful weekend of the Final Four. Enjoy it. I see people out. Let's do it. Have a good weekend. Enjoy it, and we'll talk to you on Monday. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.